as if Eubank might be on course here for an inside schedule win. I think the gum shield of Storey's come out there. The referee hasn't seen it. Now he has. There'll be a little stoppage. Nope, he says, fight on. Well, usually they take it to the corner to be clean, and Storey is taking a lot of punishment here. Bravely tries to fight back, goes down again. Now they want to call it off. They've thrown in a white towel from the corner. They're not allowed to do that officially. And Dave Paris has now stopped it. And the limping Storey goes away. And Chris Eubank has scored his first inside schedule win for over 2 years. His first in 10 fights. Sam Storey beaten in the 7th round. And Eubank, on this occasion, it has to be said, in between all the posturing, did an effective job.
He did some very good work, a good finish. He piled the pressure on, but I think Storey was so frustrated from the first knockdown. He didn't know what was going on, and then he obviously he showed some sort of leg problem, and then Eubanks just put the pressure on. It was all over.
I think when Storey went down the first time, he injured his ankle or leg. They're here. Now let's have a look. Now this is the finish of the fight. This is the
Eubanks dishing out some good punches there. He set his mind to stop this man.
Seemed to be a hint of pushing, but there were plenty of punches as well. I think just the weight of the punishment Storey went down from. Eubank is still the champion. 41 fights unbeaten. 12 defenses unbeaten. And tonight, no controversy, no arguments. He won, and won well. We'll hear it officially in a moment.
In the 1 minute of round 7, the referee has stopped the contest. Storey being in no position to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still the WBO middleweight champion of the world, Chris Eubanks.
And the next stop on the World Tour is due to be October the 15th in Sun City against American Dan Schommer. That's in South Africa, where he hopes to meet Nelson Mandela. You wouldn't bet against that either, would you, really?
No, I'm sure somebody will work that out for him.
Somebody unkindly said Nelson Mandela might give him a better fight, but that's being a bit cruel.
Sam Storey, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it wasn't to be for Sam Storey tonight. There were times when he looked to be getting into the fight, but really Eubanks' power was the decisive factor there.
It was. I think that was shown from the early rounds, where that right hand looked very dangerous right from the beginning, and it looked very apprehensive and frustrated, Sam Storey.
Well, he took a fair amount of stick after that defence against Maurizio Amaral. Came through it. Didn't know what he would take into the ring tonight. Now we know. An explosive win from Chris Eubanks. Steve Collins, our guest tonight, what did you make of that?
It was a cracking right hand that he caught Sammy with, and Sammy just never got over it. When he went down, maybe his knee injury came back, but after that right hand, I think his confidence just went, and there's only a matter of time before Chris caught up with him. And unfortunately, it was stopped. I would like to see it go the full distance, because it was getting, like, interesting, I thought.
Storey came into this fight, you think, with knee problems?
No, I don't think he had knee problems coming into the fight. He has had knee problems in the past. It didn't affect him training for this fight. But when he did get caught with that cracking right hand and he went down awkward, he may have brought the knee problem back, but I don't think that's an element in the stoppage. I think he was hurt, and Eubank didn't give him a chance to get off the ropes. Maybe he couldn't move his knee, I don't know. We'll find out afterwards when we speak to him.
Let's go and rejoin Ian Darker. I think he's got Chris Eubank with him.
Well, here is Chris Eubank. He's just having the sweat wiped off. Congratulations, Chris. Still the champion. What were your thoughts on your performance tonight?
You see, I will always do exactly what I want to, if I'm allowed to. You know, I can't predict that I'm going to do well, but let me give a message to Mr. Sam Chisholm. I may not be the very best in the world. I'm one of the best.
This is the Sky boss you're talking to now, isn't it? Now, be careful here. He's my boss, too.
No, he's all right. I seem to be a businessman. I can promise you that there'll be no one, you'll find no one more entertaining than I in this ring. And I will do what you want me to do with these viewing figures. They will rise.
Now, Aside from that, did you feel going in there tonight you'd had a lot of criticism from the press that you had something to prove, that you still had power, you could still finish fights inside schedule?
Well, it's not that I went out here tonight to prove that. As you saw when I first had him on the hook, there was no way I was going to just knock him out. It's not my style, it's not my way. I'm an emotional fighter. If it comes, it comes. It did tonight. And that's the way I am, unless I'm provoked. If I'm provoked, if someone is beating me, humiliating me, if someone is giving me an absolute, spanking, I will raise, and the animal in me will come out. But I can't just summon that. It has to be provoked.
You've always said you needed to be provoked. Did he provoke you?
This was just a clean boxing match, He's such a nice man. I said to him yesterday after the weigh-in and the physical, I said, did you pass? He said, yes. I said, it's unfortunate because now we have to fight. And that's my frame of mind, It's not something I like doing. We're friends. He's a very nice man. I'm a reasonable man myself. And, it's just a job of work. It's business,
I know it's business and I know you do it for money, but is it satisfying for you to have just rammed a few words down a few throats by having an inside schedule win here?
Well, I don't get pleasure out of, making people wrong and pushing it down their throats. All I want to do is educate people and say, well, I only can do the best I can. I don't, if sometimes I don't perform and please the public, it's not my fault. I'm just doing my job, So they shouldn't hold bad performances against me. Let me just send my love to my wife, Karen. I'm coming home. I'm getting on the 12 o'clock, car to take me down to Brighton. I'll see you about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Say hi to the boys for me, Christopher, Sebastian, little Emily, my little girl, coming home.
No party in Cardiff tonight. That's not your style, is it?
I need to see my wife. I've been in Paradise for the last 2 weeks. I need to go home.
Barry Hearn's here as well. Barry, the next stop on this tour is in Sun City. What are the details of that?
Well, October the 15th, as you know, the opponent is Dan Schomer, who is undefeated in 31 contests. So, we're bringing the very best. Eubanks now is undefeated in 41, Schomer undefeated in 31, 72 contests between them. I don't think anyone can criticise that. They tried to criticise Sam Storey tonight, the popular press. I thought Sam fought a very brave fight. He took some big shots and he stood his ground and he fought like the warrior that we know he is. Schomer is a tough one. We know it's a tough one. That's why Chris will have a few days away in New York with his wife and then straight down to training, 3 weeks preparation in Sun City. It's going to be a hard fight, but it's the name of the game. This is a tough tour, but he's 2 down, 6 to go.
Does that frighten you a little? Not frighten you, but does it? You feel, oh my goodness me, I've got to fight again in another 6 weeks' time? No break.
I detest fighting, but it's a job of work, and I'm no coward. The Lord hates a coward, and I'll always move forward. Let me just send a message to Jean. Could you open a cafe tomorrow, Jean? I need some breakfast.
This is that cafe at home, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Well, you're going to make them millionaires with all the free plugs you're giving them.
I hope so. She's a very nice lady.
Okay, well done tonight, Chris and Barry. Thanks.
What is he like? A message for our governor, Sam Chisholm, outside the ring. He delivered Sam Storey's inside the ring. It finished in the 7th. Steve Collins, let's have a look back at the start of that round when I think there was a slip